Perhaps that is the problem. You lack imagination, Minister, when it comes to producing results. Welcome back to the dark side, everyone on YouTube. Darth Vader's coming back at you with another video today. And today we're going to be reacting to more scary animated horror stories from Wansee Entertainment. So without further ado, let's jump right into them, shall we?
When I was 15, my mother went out shopping and left me in charge of the house. It was starting to get dark and I realized my little brother was nowhere to be found. I asked my sister if she knew where he was and she said he had gone to the park around the corner to kick his soccer ball around.
By himself?
I told her to watch the house while I was gone and ran off to the direction of the park. When I got there, I was surprised to find the park completely empty. I called out my brother's name, but there was no answer. I started to get worried, and all of a sudden I heard a faint muffled noise coming from my left. I turned just in time to see a tall figure disappearing behind a large fence. I sprinted as fast as I could. When I came around to the other side of the fence, I saw something that almost made me choke in horror. My little brother was being dragged down the alleyway by a tall man. I flew into a rage and tears of anger streamed down my face. I ran at him and he must have heard me coming because he turned around to face me and he dropped my younger brother. The tall man tried to grab me, but I was running at him so fast that when I slammed into him, it knocked him off his feet.
Hell yeah.
He swore and tried to get back up, but I just started stomping on his face. Without stopping to ask questions, I picked my brother up and ran as fast as I could back to our house.
I don't know why the sounds that dude was making getting beat up was funny.
She was frantic with worry, and when she saw the look on our face, she realized that something bad had happened. As I explained, my brother and I started crying, and my mom gave us both the biggest hug ever, and she cried with us. Eventually, the police were called, but this guy was never found.
Oh, there he is.
I was around 10 years old when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my two best friends and our parents were on a long vacation in Turkey in a very good and safe hotel. One night, me and my two best friends, who I'll call Tim and Phil for this video, were staying at Tim's room in the hotel while our parents were in the hotel restaurant. The room wasn't bad. Actually, all of our rooms seemed safe. At least we thought it was. We were having a lot of fun watching Simpsons and playing Monopoly, but what happened that night still makes me have chills. So it was around 1 a.m. and our parents were late. Phil looked at them through the window and said, "They're still in that stupid restaurant." "Yeah, they told us they'll come back until 11 p.m. I answered. Guys? Someone is knocking on the door," Tim said. "It's probably just room service."
At that hour?
Phil said. Can we not open the door?" I said. I was pretty scared in that situation. I was only 10, and my friends were only 2 and 3 years older than me. So we were all pretty much defenseless children in a room. Tim, who was the oldest, answered, "Oh, come on, it's just room service." The guy on the other side of the door said, "Hello. Can you please open the door?" When he said that, we were all scared. In a couple of minutes of silence, he said in a louder voice, "Open the door." I started crying because I knew he was on room service, because if he was, he would have talked in Turkish. I was in shock as in that moment I realized that this strange guy is using a fake ID card to open the door. Tim grabbed both of us and we ran to the bathroom and locked the door. Luckily, the guy...
It's the same guy from the other
He
video.
was screaming to open the door. I said, "Look, a phone." Luckily, Tim's mom left her phone so we could call her if we needed anything. So Phil grabbed the phone and called his dad and told them the situation. And they came up to find the guy nowhere. They thought we were lying to them until the hotel manager showed them the footage. We found out that the man was stalking us and a couple other children. In a couple of days, police had finally caught him. He was a serial rapist and a pedophile.
Well, damn.
We were just lucky he wasn't fast to get us. I will never forget that night, as that was the worst day of my life.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, that's the same dude from the other video. Fuck, dude. Oh, shit.
This story is totally
Hey,
true.
this guy again.
It happened to me when I was about 4 years old. My dad used to really like going on vacation with me and my family. One time, we went to what I think was Big Bear, but I'm not sure. Anyways, we rented a cabin. I don't remember much, but I remember the inside of the cabin was beautiful. The furniture was all colorful and decorated in Christmas colors, but it was around Christmas time. It was very roomy, and it was 2 floors and had its own den, kitchen, and bedroom. We arrived during the day, and everything seemed normal. When night came, however, we started hearing noises. It sounded like someone was shaking the front doorknob trying to get in. I was the first to notice, and I told my mom. But she didn't believe me. Then she saw it too. For a couple of minutes, the front doorknob just kept shaking by itself, and we were too afraid to go look out the door. Then we heard another noise. It sounded like steel hitting steel. Then it stopped. My dad was afraid someone was trying to break in, so we packed up all of our things so we can leave. But before we did, my dad called the police and asked them to come search the premises. We exited out the back door because the noises were coming from the front. Our car was down the hill from the back of the cabin. I fell asleep in the car and woke up the next morning in a small rinky-dink motel room that was nothing as roomy and beautiful as the cabin. I was so bummed, but I was relieved we had left because later that day, we found out who was making those noises. The police had arrived there and searched the outside and found nothing. Then they went inside and found a man that had 2 hooks instead of hands. He had been twisting the doorknob with his hook. Then he clashed his hooks together, and that's what we heard was a still on steel. We found out that about 5 minutes after we left the cabin, he successfully broke in and started searching.
Why does he look like a fucking gorilla?
Police found a body stashed in the closet. When we were on our way home from the motel, we stopped at a gas station near the cabin where the madman had tried to break in. My mom knew it was a bad idea, but my dad told her to relax. The cops took care of that guy. He's nowhere near us. We all went into the little shop to buy some candy and snacks. We were quite surprised when we came out of the shop and headed back to our car. There was a note on the hood that read, "There's more of us. See you soon."
Ah, shit.
It's safe to say that we never went back to that cabin again.
Holy shit, dude. What the fuck? Nah. All right. Shit. Empty dark parking lot horror story. The fuck?
My name is Jasmine. One night, my girlfriend and I were getting ready because we were going to head out for a night of fun. We got it.
Dog, your name was. I ain't gonna say nothing.
In the car, and I don't know what got into us, but we were feeling very flirty and decided to park at a parking lot to do our thing. We were in the car doing our thing. I was on her in the driver's seat, while she had the seat reclined. When we were moving
In the
around,
front-
I accidentally
in the
honked the
front
horn
seat
with
of
my
the
butt.
car.
I looked at my girlfriend and told her, "Hope that didn't draw any attention to us."
I don't know much about fucking in cars, but I'm pretty sure you do it in the back seat, don't you? Or does it vary from car to car?
She said, "It's okay. It's like 1 in the morning. I doubt anyone is awake." So we continued. I kid you not. 3 minutes later, after
How
I
the
had
fuck
to
you
fix my
shake the
hair
damn car
and
so
looked to my
hard the
right,
water bottle go
what I
flying?
saw made my stomach drop. There was a man on his knees, just watching us.
Nah,
I
fucker.
quickly jumped off my girlfriend into the passenger side, screamed and told her to drive off. As my girlfriend was trying to figure out how to put the seat up, the man got up and put his hands up. I got the most sickening feeling when I saw his hands were covered in blood. My girlfriend quickly locked the car door.
Why the
and got ready
fuck
to
wasn't
drive
it
off.
locked beforehand?
Then the man told us, "Don't panic." I told my girlfriend
Nah,
to
dude.
step on it, and when she did, I just remember looking back, seeing his face get all mad, and quickly walk away from the area.
That's suspicious.
As we were driving off, I was sitting there, asking myself if he murdered someone. Could he be hurt? So my girlfriend decided to drive back to see what the fuck happened. I didn't want to, but I thought maybe he needed help. When my girlfriend and I went back, we saw 2 cop cars pass the area, coming from different directions. We were looking at each other, trying to figure out what was going on. When we drove back into the parking lot, he was gone. I don't know what he needed or why he had blood on his hands, but ever since that night, I always made sure my car door is locked. And now I carry a taser with me.
All right. You stupid. All right. See if we can find one more. Damn. Fuck. All right. Fuck it. I'm just gonna select that random now.
My name is Chad, and this story took place when I was about 12. I was
Okay.
at home with my mom since my dad was going to be out all night. 3 of my best friends came to my house for a sleepover party. We sat in my room playing PlayStation and watching TV. Soon, we noticed it was getting pretty dark outside. Mom ordered pizza for dinner, so when the doorbell rang, we knew that the pizza had arrived. When my mom opened the door, my friends and I were just right next to her because we were pretty hungry at that time.
Yeah.
So we waited for her to take her money out and pay for it. The pizza delivery guy seemed like he was in his mid-50s and looked pretty old. While my mother was taking her money out, he looked at us. And all of a sudden, a creepy grin appeared on his face,
The fuck?
and his eyes were wide open. It was kind of weird, but we just laughed it off as we didn't think much of it. My mom handed him the money, the pizza guy gave us the pizza, and then left. We took the pizza into my room and watched Netflix while we were eating it. A few hours passed, and my mom came up to our room and said, "It's time for you guys to go to bed.
All right.
If you need anything, just let me know." My friends brought sleeping bags from their home, so we all got ready to go to bed and lied down. I turned the lights off and went into my bed. We talked to each other for about 45 minutes until it was around 11:45, close to midnight.
Okay.
And we eventually got tired of it. We closed our eyes, not saying a word to one another. Later that
Yeah.
night, I heard rustling coming from the backyard. It sounded like someone was walking on a pile of leaves. At first, I thought it was a cat walking around looking for food, as they usually do. However, the next thing I heard was a loud thump. It sounded a lot closer, and like it was hitting my wall. At that time, we already all got up from our spot and heard it. We were so scared to look outside through the window and check what was going on. And then we saw a hand on the window.
Fuck that.
Up much higher. We all screamed with fear, and the guy still tried to crawl in. But one of my friends thought much faster. He locked the window, and we.
Why wasn't it locked before?
Then our house security alarm started going off like crazy. My mom, who was sleeping in her bedroom, came out, turned it off, and asked what was going on. We explained what just happened and looked at the cameras, which were set up outside of our house. There was a guy quietly trying to come down a ladder. I realized the thump on the wall we heard was a ladder. Mom quickly got out her phone and called the police. We locked all of the doors and came back to the.
Why aren't the doors locked already?
And we saw the man opened our backyard shed and hid in there. In just a few minutes, the police were already arrived. 3 officers went outside searching for the man, while we gave information to the other officer. We told him that we saw the man going into the shed out in our backyard. One of the police was holding a gun, and the other 2 were approaching closer to the shed. In the blink of an eye, they had entered the shed, found him in the shed hiding, put him in handcuffs to arrest him. They brought him out front and put him in the back of a police car. That time, lots of people heard the noise, came outside to see what was going on. And surprisingly, the cops found some things like a knife, hammer, and other from his pocket. As he was in the back seat of the car, he looked at us and gave us a creepy grin with wide eyes.
Fucker.
At first, I couldn't see his face clearly, but when I concentrated on focusing it more visibly, I was shocked. It was the pizza delivery guy. After that, the police handled the situation, so we could go back to sleep again that night. I don't know what this guy would have done to us if he had successfully got inside.
You'd be dead. Plain and simple. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. And if so, leave a like on the video down below. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification icon so you don't miss a single video that I upload. I am currently on the road to 500 subscribers, so please share my channel, share videos from my channel, help me reach 500 subscribers. Remember, the Force will be with you always, and your destiny lies with me. Obi-Wan knew this to be true.